Are you a 50 plus woman who has thought about moving abroad? I mean, like getting out of Dodge. You know what's really going on here in this good old country we call America. But you've asked yourself, like, is that really even possible? Or where do I even start? Maybe you just want to take a trip by yourself, travel solo, but you're feeling a little bit of apprehension about it. Well, welcome to Finding Fee's Fabulous Life, my channel. It's part travel journal, it's part soul revival, and always with some laughter and a little bit of storytelling. I'm Felicia Bridges, but you can call me Fabulous Fee. I'm a 50 something Black woman who decided to leave her 9 to 5 to get her whole life together, find a little peace through moving abroad. This channel is about rediscovering Fee and maybe helping you to rediscover yourself a little bit too. So if you've ever wanted to hit reset, catch flights, and tap back into your own fabulousness, go ahead, like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who you think they would also be interested in this information. And check in with me each week as I share this journey with you. So recently, I've begun the process. I'm in the very beginning stages of moving abroad. So I got to take care of the things here on this side of the pond before I leap over to the other side. But I continue to do research and watch videos here on YouTube from other influencers, those who have actually taking the leap or helping those who take that leap to move abroad. Just yesterday, I was watching a video by Stephanie Perry on her channel, entitled Stephanie Perry's channel. It's called Stephanie Perry. And the title of her video was Five Things About Moving Abroad at 50, a Black Woman's Exodus. And I'll link that video in the description below, where she was sharing the things that she's considering as a 50-year-old who has recently taken a residence, or she's working on taking a residence in Colombia. And in addition, I was watching another video, and I'm going to read the title because I don't want to mess it up. It's Nervous About Moving Abroad. You Are Not Alone. And that's on the Arrival Lounge channel. And I'll link their channel in the description below as well. And they were talking about how your anxiety kicks in for a lot of migrants once they get their visas in hand. Well, I'd like to add a little bit to that conversation today because I think even before you get the visa in hand or before you're already in the country that you're planning to move to, girl, you got to get your mind right. I know I got to get mine right. And so I want to talk about some of the things that I am currently, as a person in the beginning stages, and mentally preparing for in this move abroad, because it can get overwhelming. It can get paralyzing if you let it. Sometimes you need people there to kind of give you a swift kick to get up off of your thing and get moving. But I want to share with you just a few things that I've been preparing for and thinking about in my journey of preparing for this move abroad. I plan to move to Portugal by next spring. And so there are lots of things that you have to get into place even before you get to the point of applying for a visa. You need to get your mind wrapped around this major change that's going to be coming up in your life. And so I want to share with you some of the things that I've done to help prepare myself for this in these beginning stages. And so I think it starts with understanding why you are ready to go, right? Why you're ready to go. There are a lot of reasons that present themselves these days here um, in the geopolitical realm. Uh, and for me also, I felt like I had disconnected from myself and not really knowing me because I am a person who is a giver by nature. I always want to make sure that others around me are okay. And so I'm at a place in my good old age where I want to make sure that I'm okay. Um, because nobody's looking for me, right? So I need to look out for me. So one of the things is understanding why you want to go. And sometimes it's not a deep thing. It's just like, I want to go. I want to have a new adventure. I want to explore something different. I want to not be experiencing what I'm experiencing here in America right now. And maybe you're okay, but you still want to have a different opportunity, right? So whatever your reasons are, you need to, have your understanding for that, right? So once I was clear about that, which I've been pretty clear about it for a while now, things started to fall in place. So I understood why I wanted to go. Then the next decision was, are you doing it? Girl, are you gonna go or not? Right? You've been talking about it for a while, but are we really doing this? Right? So then the decision was, yes, we're really doing this. Okay. So then once the decision was made that yes, you were going to do it, then things started falling in place as to what the next decision was going to be. Because I've always said that I was not going to work until I was of true retirement age. So I needed to figure out, how I was going to get out early. And that could be another topic for another day. So let me get myself back on track. And so made the decision, things started falling in place. Yes, 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 I'm going. Figured out where I wanted to go because I've been doing a lot of research by watching YouTube videos and doing my Googles. Um, and so I landed up on Portugal. And so that was decided. Great. Next decision was, well, fantastic. You're going to do this, but how are you going to do this? Right? Because as we all know, it takes money to live. And I am not of any type of retirement age. Well, I'm close to being able to draw a pension, but um, there's, a good half of a year before that can happen. And so houseway, how are you going to do that? So, I had to take a look at, what are my resources? And I've been able to identify some resources. And one of the resources that I have is my house. And I've decided, well, if I'm not going to live here, then I'm going to live abroad. Then I'm going to sell the house. Well, I'm sure those who I've talked to and they know what my plan is, they probably had conversations about the fact that I said I was going to sell my house, not necessarily with me, although I've had some to tell me and provide unsolicited advice as to what I really should do with my house. But again, I'm not quick to make these types of decisions. I think them through pretty thoroughly, and I don't want to have to manage a house across the pond. So I'm selling my house. So once that decision was made, I could breathe a little bit deeper. And then knowing that I was selling my house, then it was, oh, wait, you don't live in this house by yourself. Because as you can tell in this room that I'm in, there's nothing, no furniture. Well, just last week, this room was full of furniture, as well as most of the rest of this house. But things are moving. They're moving pretty quickly. And, painters have been in this week to put some lipstick on this pig. So we can get her ready to go on the market. So I made that decision to sell my house, but then once that decision was made, I had to think, oh, wait, you don't live here by yourself. My mom lives with me, and she's been with me for the last 12 and a half years. And so needing to now decide, okay, what are we gonna do? And my mom's a, able-bodied, young, 70 plus lady who, you know, has been here though. And it boiled down to a conversation, right? Because I've been saying for a while that I wanted to move abroad. And so one day I just kind of slipped in and asked her, I was like, Mom, you've heard me say this, right? And do you believe me when I say it? And she was like, yes, yes, I believe you. Um, because I think you have your father's travel gene. So I was like, okay, I just want to make sure that you know that I'm serious. And then as more time passed, we had a little deeper conversation in which I asked her explicitly, like how she truly felt about me going off to live in a whole nother country by myself. I invited her to come, so no, I wasn't just trying to leave her behind. She chose not to come, but I she said, of course I'm going to miss you. I'll be sad. I'm going to miss you. But, you've got to live your life. And I was like, you're absolutely right. I do need to live my life. So then things were good. So then it's like, okay, now where are you going? What are we going to do? So the reality is that I have a sibling who's my older sister. And so she's going to go and live with my older sister and her husband in my mom's house. So my mother will be back in her own home and she'll be fine. So those who have asked, she'll be fine. I'm not abandoning her, even though she got at the family reunion and told everybody she's abandoned. I am not abandoning her. Um, she'll be fine. She'll be with her firstborn. Anywho, so again, things just started falling in place. So I would say, like, once you can make those decisions, and sometimes they're hard, sometimes you just got to make the decisions, right? Things started falling in place. So that led to having to get things ready to go. So, one of the questions that I was recently asked, or two questions that I was recently asked by one of my nieces about this move abroad, she was like, "Well, what are you running from, or what are you chasing?" I was like, "I don't think I'm running. Well, yeah, I'm not running from per se, but I don't appreciate the um, nonsense that is happening here currently. And so I guess you could say I'm running from that. But more importantly, what I am going towards is a rediscovering a space and a place where I can step outside of my comfort zone to really get back to me, get back to me and rediscover who I am, right? A friend of mine was, telling you need to dream big. You need to, what are the things that you really like? And I was like, nah, I don't know. I haven't had the mental capacity to even think about it. So I couldn't even tell you. So I want to be able to have the space to be able to do that, to really tap in and get reacquainted with who I am. So that's part of this journey, right, in moving abroad. Because it's a new environment, it's a reset, um, it's another opportunity to one push myself outside of my comfort zone because, believe it or not, I am an introvert. And if I could, I probably would just, hermit inside of a house and just only come out for, the necessities of life. So moving abroad forces me out into a new realm, a new environment, and a new culture with new people, learning a new language, which is one of the questions that I get asked regularly. Well, do you know the language? Do you know Portuguese? And the answer is no, no falo português, which is, no, I don't speak Portuguese, but I want to learn. And I've gotten myself prepared. I'm preparing now to learn some of the language, right? Um, because I think that's an important part of preparing to go into a new place, into a new country that has a different language. Now, mind you, a lot of the citizens and residents of Portugal, especially in the major cities, they do speak English. But in order to really be able to integrate, I think it's important to be able to speak some of the language and understand in the primary language of the country. So I'm looking forward to that. Um, and so another question that I get in preparing, because I think a lot of people um, they think of themselves and they have their own concerns and fears for me that I don't have. And one of the questions that I always get is, well, do you know anybody that lives there? Like, do you have relatives? Do you have family members that live there? Not that I know of, but anything's possible. But not that I know of. I don't have family members there, but I've been fortunate because you be what one of the things to prepare yourself ahead of time is to join the online community. So there's online communities on Facebook, on other social media platforms. If you don't use Facebook, there's WhatsApp groups. Um, and so I joined these communities. And as a result of joining the communities, I've heard about their in-person meetups. And so 2 years ago, I went to Amon and Christina Browning's Our Rich Journey Fire 365 meetups. And those were in Portugal. And that was the first time that I'd gone to Portugal. I went by myself. I spent 3 weeks in Portugal that time. And my ultimate goal was to one, get a feel for the country and different areas of the country and to begin meeting people, right? Again, this was something out of my comfort zone. It was very anxiety producing for me, but I pushed myself to show up, right? And so rediscovering that you can show up and you're not going to fall out, you're going to be all right. And I went to the meetups and I met so many people from all around the world. I met a couple from South Africa, from the Netherlands, from London, and from America, of course, who were working on their financial independence, retiring early, as well as looking to move abroad. Some of them have moved to Portugal. Some of them were considering moving to Portugal or other parts of the world. But to be around that many people who were of the same mindset and have some of the same goals, it was just a reinforcing experience. And so, while there were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people there, as an introvert, I found my tribe and I wound up connecting with a group from the DMV area here in the States. And they kind of adopted me in. Even though we had, prior to going to these meetups, we were in WhatsApp groups based upon our locations. Um, Somehow I connected with the DMV group. And so as we journeyed abroad through those meetups, I stayed connected with them. But I also met another person who we kept in contact after the meetups. And again, it's been 2 years, and she's getting ready to move with her daughter to Portugal. And so that's a person that I will know. This past summer, I went to Rick and Halisi Crawley's meetup in Lisbon. They're with Our Black Utopia. They also have a YouTube channel that I'll link in the description below. And with this meetup, with the focus of, folks over 50, even though there were some younger folks there, um, that I met people, from around the country, and then folks that live there in Portugal who had already um, gotten their residencies there in Portugal, as well as several people from the Bay Area here, where I am. And so the beauty of that is that just last week some of us reconnected and went to dinner. So again, I pushed myself and began to build community and relationships, so that when I do transition to Portugal, when I move there, I will know and have some connections of people that I've met. So no, I'm not fearful that I don't know anybody there. I don't have family there, because just like anywhere, you get on a new job, you talk to people, you become friendly, show yourself friendly to make some friends, right? So that has been something for me to get myself prepared for, because no, I don't want to just show up and not know anyone. And the beauty of these groups is that because the people, the expats are of the same mindset, um, they're willing to help you get acclimated. They're willing to help you with knowing the ins and outs of all things, that expats need to know when moving to a particular country. So it's good to connect even before you move abroad. There's online communities that you can connect with before you start connecting with people in person. So I would say one of the last things that I think is the greatest challenge for me emotionally and mentally is leaving my close friends and family behind. Um, and I know that, we'll maintain our relationships, but it'll be different. It'll be a shift. There won't be the frequency of uh, seeing them as often as we do now. Um, and I will miss that, because that's an important part of my life. They're important people in my life. However, I know that our relationships will continue on. And even though I will meet, new people and build friendships and relationships with new people, they won't replace, the place in my heart that my close friends and family have within me. So, with that and sharing some of the things that I'm currently um, preparing myself for, uh, I wanted to just share that with you, and maybe it resonates or something for you to consider and think about if you're thinking about moving abroad or taking some travel time by yourself. If there are questions that you have or comments that you want to make, or things that you're curious about, Drop them in the comments below. Write a comment and I'll make a video about that. I'll be making new videos as I go along this journey, and I hope that you'll come along on this journey with me from here to Portugal, as I talk about some of the preparation that takes place before you leave, and then once you get to the new place abroad. And again, if you have those questions, put them in the comments below. If you like this video or you just want to come and be nosy to see where I am in the world, what I'm doing, how I'm doing, please like, subscribe, and share this video. Turn on the notifications button so that you know, or click the notifications button so that you know when I drop a new video. And I thank you for coming along on this journey with me as I'm finding Fee's fabulous life. So I'm signing off from Fee with love.